Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's that girl. I gotta hold on there, okay? Anyways, hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm not feeling too good, but I'm still here to share everything with you guys. For those of you who are new to my channel, I say welcome on board. And I'm here today for a recap of our last live interview with Earlyca Fedrick. Earlyca is our reigning OECS Queen of St. Lucia, as you all know, or if you don't know, yes, she is. And Earlyca is on here to share with us a lot of her challenges, a lot of the stuff that she has to go through. At her age, she's only 22, and her mindset is wow. Like, really, wow. I admire her, and she's an inspiration to a lot of us. For at her age, oh my God, she has done a lot, and she's still in the process of trying to achieve more and more and more and more and more, and that is great. And she dares to be different. So basically, our topic was daring to be different. And let's get right into it. And guys, please share and tell your friends to subscribe, like, share. Join us in our interviews on Facebook every Saturday at 8 o'clock on It's That Girl Terrier. Let's get right into it. Hi, good day, Earlyca, and how are you today?
I'm fine, Terry Ann. Thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. I would like to first take the time to say a big thank you to you for taking the time to come on here to join us to share your story and everything you need to share with us today. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor as I've been following your live videos and I've been very inspired by some of the stories being told on your platform. And like I said to you, I'm always up for encouraging stuff, encouraging platforms like yours. And it's what I like to do, inspire and to encourage. And so I'm all here for that. So thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, and it's my pleasure. Yes. So Earlyca, and I would say my queen, our queen, Earlyca. Tell us a little more about yourself and why are you here with us today?
Okay, no problem. If anybody does not know me, my name is Earlyca Makiba Frederick. I'm 22-year-old and I am from Monsignor Choiseul. I'm from the South. I'm a country girl, a country baby by heart, cultural baby. I love everything country. I think that's what made me me. You know, the persons who supported my journey, my pageantry story all my life. And and yeah, I've been doing pageantry from the age of 3. And 8 pageants later, I'm now Miss OECS. I'm the reigning Miss OECS, and I will reign until 2021. As you know, COVID-19 has impacted all of us immensely. And I was National Carnival Queen in 2018. My reign ended in 2019. And so apart from being, beauty queen, I am a teacher by profession. I teach at the Labrie Girls Primary School and Labrie Boys Primary School. I'm a music teacher, but I also teach expressive writing to some of the grade 3 and grade 4 girls. In addition, I'm a youth advocate, and so I am the PRO for the Choiseul Youth and Sports Council. And when I'm not doing maybe any of those things, I'm probably planning random photo shoots because I love to be in front of the camera. Probably with members of my community, helping out, doing great things, or probably with my youth group, my Chosen Stones choir and youth group. It's basically me in a nutshell.
Wow, Erika, you have like you're so busy. You all about you.
Indeed.
Like wow, congratulations on all of these things.
Thank
And
you.
you now reigning Miss OECS. That was a great show. I saw that, and I have been enjoying all your your pageants. You are very consistent contestant, and you deliver 100%. Congratulations on
Thank you so much.
yes, and keep up
I
the good.
try.
And
Thank
at
you.
22, Lika, you've been like you've mentioned so many things there. Like at 22 years, you were able to be so on about what you really want to achieve and what you want in your life, and you know you have that mindset already at the age of 22, and you are such like a humble and loving soul growing up. I guess everybody know you as that kind of person with that personality. And I would like I guess a lot of us are curious to know a little bit about your childhood, like how were you, like the way you grew up as a little girl. Were you always that kind of person, or on the way growing up you were able to adjust yourself to that?
No problem. I can definitely shed some light on that story. I was raised with my grandparents, basically, my grandmom and my granddad. And we live, like I said, in Choiseul. I've been in Choiseul all my life. I've never lived Choiseul because, Choiseul has just been my backbone. Everybody in Choiseul. And the one thing I do know is that from little, the values that were instilled in me was that I could not forget ever where I come from. And that has been me forever. Being raised with my grandparents, I humility was instilled in me, and I spoke a lot of Creole. I did not have a choice because these two people never really could speak proper English.
Yes.
That's just that era because they were really much older. And so I was raised with two cousins of mine, a girl and a boy, Tracy and Danoy. And so it was always the three of us with our grandparents. My mom was away for work in Castries, trying to make ends meet for the family. And so that was me in a nutshell. And I think a lot of how I was raised basically has a lot to do with who I am today. I do still speak a lot of Creole. If
Mhm.
anybody knows, they would have seen me on OECS Palace sometimes co-hosting with the other members in the OECS region. We have one member from Guadeloupe, one from Grenada, and one from Dominica who co-hosts as well. And we usually speak about, random stuff, in Creole. Every Saturday I'm in studio recording, and it's fun because Creole is different, Creole is raw, it's authentic, and that is
Yeah.
everything that I am. And I firmly believe in not forgetting where you come from, being firmly planted or rooted in community, and not just embracing everything that is you, because at the end of the day, that has been my backbone. And so I'm truly grateful for everything that I am.
Yes, and I agree with you 100% on that, because growing up with your grandparents back then, the older folks, we were raised differently. We were raised to be respectful, loving, to do the best that we could have done and bring out the best of us whilst growing up. But whilst growing up, sometimes most of us tend to take a different direction and totally forget what we were taught. And most times the direction we go, it's like, it's nothing close to what we were taught. We just doing our own thing. And I know most times
Mhm.
you want to make changes, but you want to change your environment, you want to change who you are, you want to make changes, and changes is nothing bad, but you must not forget where you came from, because where you coming from, that's who and where made you the person you are today. It's just that right now you're doing whatever you like, but that is a good thing that you doing everything you're doing, but you never forget where you came from and who raised you. And we must never forget our older
And
folks. That's very good.
if I may add, Terry Ann, uh, me saying that people raised me, and they contributed to the person that I am today. In the same breath, I'd like to add that no one should dictate at the same time what or who you will become, later on
Yes.
in life. As much as you need to internalize everything good that they say that they want for you and that you must do. I believe in doing good things all the way, whether it's in community, church, at work, yes. But expressing your individuality is important. And here's why I suggested the topic today, dare to be different,
True. True.
because this has been my journey. In essence, I swear to God, this has been my journey from the time that I known myself. I've maintained from a little girl, and I was always this expressive, that I would never live my life impressing other people. I would never live my life for other persons. I would be my own person. I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to do pageantry from the first time that I stepped foot at preschool at 3 years old, at tender age. I knew I wanted to go all the way to Miss Universe, and I'm making it happen. And I've never allowed anybody to tell me otherwise, or the naysayers, or persons who think that expressing yourself is crazy. And this is why I really wanted to share my story, to let people know that it's important to be yourself. We live in a society
Oh,
where social media is very instrumental in everything that we do, and it can get so consuming that it can actually change you if you take in too much of it. As
true.
much as it has its pros, there are cons. And so staying on the track, staying, expressing your individuality and maintaining who you are, as much as you want to enjoy life and do great things, it's important that you be yourself always.
Yes. And that is true because recently I had a topic on being yourself, and I chose to speak on this topic because there are a lot of us out there trying to impress others instead of yourself. Like, sometimes you love doing something, but because somebody say, "Oh, you cannot do that," and why you doing that, and these things, then it just changes everything about you. So then you're gonna adjust yourself to do things to please them. And hey, when you do that, you still don't please them because nothing you do cannot please everybody. So you just have to be yourself, and the right people will love the real you.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that is so true.
Exactly. It brings me back, to my Christian teachings. And it's a fact. It's a fact in the Bible. I mean, any believer knows that Jesus was a perfect man, and Jesus came onto earth, take away the sins of man. And what did he get in return? He was crucified on the cross.
True.
I am not a perfect human being like Jesus. I cannot expect everybody to like me, or to be satisfied with my actions, or what I say, or what I do, how I think. That's impossible. So that one fact should not allow you, to dictate, okay, let me do this to please Tom, Dick, and Harry, because there's no way you can please everybody. You lose weight today, they're going to have a problem. You put on weight tomorrow, they're going to have a problem. Stay
That's
the same, they're going to find something wrong with you.
that's
Please you,
mm-hmm.
please you. And you cannot find happiness in anybody else but you. Whoever told that to any of you watching, it's a lie. You have to find happiness and love and contentment within yourself before finding it in other persons.
That's true. That is so true. But most times you will find people doing that when they have low self-esteem, because they
It's
don't
true.
know themselves, and they
They're
try.
insecure.
Yeah, they just do these things to try to fit in, to get people to love them and think, because now people love you based on what you do or what you have and who you are. You understand? So a lot of people just try. It's not something that they want to do, but they have no choice because they just want to be accepted. And
Exactly.
I just wish that they could change that mentality and just be themselves, and the right people will come their way.
Exactly. I always say, if I was not a public figure, if pageantry was not the route that I chose, I probably would not have social media, especially Instagram. I find it can be very toxic. I find a lot of the images portrayed on there, juxtaposed against actuality, against reality. It's a whole bunch of BS. It's a facade. We often put up pictures, we're showing this lavish lifestyle, and we're selling this image to young aspiring influencers, and we're painting this image that is so easy when in fact it's not.
Yes.
Life is hard. I'm not going to put up a front and try to tell anybody that my pageantry journey was, an easy sail. It definitely wasn't. Everything I have now, I worked very hard for, you know. And so I just think that if we're going to show the nice side of things for us, we might as well show how we got to that point in the
Yes.
first place. We might as well shed some light on the struggles and the challenges, because they want to live the life, but then, yeah, how did you get there? It might be an inspiring story. Share your story. And so often I go on Instagram, and when I see those things, it irks me very much, because I take those things to heart. Like, I'm a very conscious person, and my spirituality is like really high. So it irks me. And so if it was probably just YouTube, or me and my little platform, and I speak or I do some lives once in a while, I'd be very content. But the harsh reality is I'm a public figure, and I have to keep up with the
Yeah.
image. I have to always ensure that my page is what it is, and that I'm reaching, and I'm doing so and so, and that's why I do it. But otherwise, social media really does, it takes a toll on me sometimes. But
It's
I know how to, balance myself. I know how to keep distracted. But for those who don't, trust me, it can send you into depression or even suicide, because you're out there wanting to be like those other people. When I don't know, I just feel like life would be boring if all of us were the same.
true. That's true.
It would be very boring. The point
Yeah.
of life is that we all have our own individuality to express. There's something in each and every one of us that, somebody else cannot do. What I can do, somebody else probably can do, and what they can do, you probably, it's
Yeah.
so I don't get it. I don't want to be like anybody else. I've never wanted to. I've always believed in expressing who I am from school, and even speaking up, and being very vocal. People would call me crazy, because they just, I guess, they always wanted to be boxed up. And I always saw myself as a rebel, saying how I felt. And that's why probably I went into youth advocacy, because I like to speak about things. I like to speak up about things. And so often we live in a society where we don't feel we should say if something is not right, whether it be, with just, normal, day to day on the job, or in groups, or politicians. We just don't speak up about things.
Yeah.
We speak on it among ourselves with our friends, but then when it comes to society in general, we don't use the right platforms to speak about things, and therefore that is why change in society rarely ever happens.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That is true. Because most times when people, like I always say to friends, and even sometimes I include in my topics and thing, like you mustn't try to be other people, because sometimes somebody posts a picture on social media and they make it look so they're happy, and they have their bags and all these things. And one time you want to be that person. Why do you want to be that person? You do not know the behind scenes, I think, yeah, I said it the right way, of what this person is bringing out
exactly.
there. Sometimes the person, like, that's the only way they can make themselves happy, by just coming on social media and just post a pic and showing that they have the world and they're happy. And then you on the outside, you you wishing to be this person. You trying to change a lot of things
Trust me,
about.
they not make themselves happy. I think what it is that they're seeking validation. Like you,
Mm-hmm.
you you made a very good point earlier. These persons, they have low self-esteem, number one.
Yeah.
They are very insecure. So when you see them with the thousands of followers at night, it's very hard for them to sleep. Trust and
Yeah,
believe, because they're not happy with themselves.
that's
Now I can sleep very easy. Before, I think I was raised in a family where we had tikule wayai. Most of us, they had the tikule wayai, and I grew up for a long time because I was not as fair as they were, and I didn't have the nice hair, because half of, well, my father's side is from there, so you'd well imagine they're darker persons. And I struggled with who I was. And I got to a conscious point in my life where I looked at myself in the mirror, and I aspired to be darker. you know. And so I'm saying this to say a lot of the time we're not content with who we are. We want to be society's definition. And so these people, they just put up pictures. Yes, I'm living the life, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But how did they get it? Do they sleep well at night?
Yeah.
Do I really want to emulate the things that they do? And a lot of these people, trust me, they go through the depression. It's really bad. I've heard the stories online. We've all heard the stories. They cut up themselves, they commit suicide.
Yeah.
They probably have the most money, and they they,
You don't
they
have.
live the life. But for what?
You not have.
I choose happiness every day.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's nothing that will hurt you more to see that you trying to put up a lot of things just to please people, and at the end of the day, like people don't even care about what you're doing. So all of that leads to depression, and you committing suicide because sometimes just to please people, you want to go and buy this bag for $1,200, and you can hardly eat, but you're gonna buy it just to show off that you have this bag, and then at the
Exactly.
what you were looking for like the comments and the likes you were looking for just your that $1,200 bag, you're not getting it, and then it will lead to depression. Like, oh my god, I hardly eat, and I went to get this bag to show you guys, and you guys don't care. It's a big thing now. But like you said, you just have to be yourself, be content with who you are. So with you, Earlyca, I would like to know, like, what is your biggest challenge faced, like, growing up from when you were 3 years old to now you 22, and you went through all these things. What would you say was your biggest challenge faced growing up?
I would have to say naysayers. There are naysayers. Here's the thing. Like I said earlier on, I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew that I loved pageantry. I go to church. I was raised in the Christian community, and so I am a firm believer of God's timing. And so I always know what to do, when to do it, based on what God says to me. I like to listen to God. And there were points in my life where persons would say, and sometimes it would hit very close to home. They'd not believe in you. They'd say, why are you doing this? Pageantry, especially on the national level, castrice girls always win. There's always a bias towards castrice girls. I could have listened to them.
Yeah.
I could have listened. I could have stayed at home and not taken the bold step to audition. And you would get very intimidated by persons. They talk about persons and this person and that person, and there will be negativity, there'll be the toxicity. And I probably am still getting it today, because I don't think my pageant journey is supposed to end at Miss OECS. I really don't think so, sincerely. But you will get the naysayers who just think, okay, there's a limit to what you can do. You understand? And I've learned to just block all of it out. I've, like I said, I'm firmly rooted in the church, and so being part of the youth group has helped me a lot. And God's teachings, and listening to it and meditating now. I meditate a lot now, so I really try to maintain my mental health. Its stability is very important to me, and anytime I feel like I'm surrounded by toxicity, I try to stay away from that, because I shared a quote early, and it's very apt. You really you really become what you feed your brain. And so if you feed your brain toxic energy, negativity, drama, that's what you're going to become. If you're positive, you're determined, you're striving to excel and to do great things, and you're surrounding yourself with people in the let's say, for me, it would have been probably like Louise Victor and Sanyu James. These two chaperones, I can really say, female like me, and they were past queens. They were both carnival queens, and I aspire to them. They I look up to them. They're really inspirational, and I've actually surrounded myself with them, so I know that these two persons, I can pull some things out of their book and say, I want to emulate this and that from this person. Similarly, if you're an entrepreneur and you want to go into so and so, you should not shy away and be stay in a corner. What is this business owner doing that I can emulate from? I need to get to know him. Can you share some tips with me? What are you doing? What am I not doing? And it's all constructive criticism. And while you're supposed to block out the negativity, the criticism is very important. It is very important because this is how you get better.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
This is how you get better. And so a lot of the time in my pageants, I even believe in friendly competition. I always say pageantry is not, harsh competition. I don't see the need for the drama and all of it. I go to pageants, and even when I don't win, there's something that I take away from, the
Yeah.
experience. Whether it be friendship or lesson, I always take something away from the experience. And even at rehearsals, I would pick something out of a contestant which I really like, that I'm not doing, that I think, okay, she's better than me at this. How can I be better? And that's how I win most of the time anyway. I come to rehearsal, I observe, and I pick out what I think is the best. And so there are challenges, especially in the pageantry world. You basically a public figure. That means you give your audience a right to comment on every single thing that you do or say, how you think. And it can be very violating because your life is on show basically.
Yes.
But but that just like politicians, that is the life that we choose. So I guess you know what you're getting into. I,
Yeah.
I, I like to think that a lot of girls know what they're getting into. And this is why I said earlier, I'm not going to paint any image for any aspiring queen that this journey is an easy going journey. If any girl comes up to me and says, hey, I want to do this, I'm going to tell you everything. Everything. This is, hey, okay, fine, beautiful experience, but this is what you're getting yourself into.
Yes, and that is the way you should go, because most persons, that's how you can build somebody. Because remember, your experience is not somebody else. Sometimes something, like you said earlier, something might not work out for you, but it can work out for somebody else. But what you do, most persons, the first thing they should ask you is the negativity on what, like you said, somebody will come up and say, hey, I want to go for that pageant. What do you have? And because you think like you know it all and think, first thing you will say is that, girl, that pageant, girl, you're getting a lot of fight dog. Your first word supposed to be, wow, that's great. I'm happy you trying to head that direction. But hey, let me talk to you about what to expect. That's how you speak to people, so they could, like, even if they know it has challenges, but they could
They
say,
could mentally
yeah,
prepare themselves.
yes. But a lot of people don't do that. The first thing they do, they just send negativity your way and just try to erase that thing of, like, your idea, your plans, everything. They just crash it with just the negative thoughts. And I wish that a lot of persons can turn around things like that. When somebody is trying something, you uplift them. Yes, I like that. That's a good initiative. I like your plan, but you do not try to erase the person's plan. You
Exactly.
you have to
But the motive behind it too, without cutting you short,
Mhm.
sometimes it's not anything good. Some persons, I think they really don't believe that you can do it. They really don't see potential in persons. There are some people who, on the other hand, who know very well that you are capable of reaching immaculate heights. And it's just because they don't want to see you elevate past them. Human beings can be that vindictive. Trust and believe. It's may just be because they know you're quite capable of being, let's say, Miss Universe. They tell you, this pageant, Miss Saint Lucia never even made top 10 or top 20. Why are you even wasting your time? It's
That's true.
possible you could be the next Miss Universe as Miss Saint Lucia, but just because they think you can do it, okay, no, you're going to be one level or five levels up past me, and so you should stay in the dirt where you are. And similarly, they prey on people's downfall. So you need to stay woke.
Yes, 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 that's true. Because like, most of my topics and thing I do, I always highlight these things, because the people you expect to to support you and be there with you are not the ones you're gonna get in your circle. Because to me, if you have friends and if you have close family and you want to do something, these are the first set of people to say, hey girl, let's go, take your shoes, we started to practice, we don't care if we lose, we win, but you're gonna go up. You understand? That's the kind of energy you have to feed somebody with, not like fight them down, or your picture up, you're going for the pageant, not one of them would like it or share it. But that's fine. But like I said, the right people will come along to push you. But you just have to base your mind on that you will not get the people you expecting and you have all your high hopes in to be there with you. You're not gonna be there. And I've witnessed that, and it happens every day. A lot of people can
Mm-hmm.
stories based on that. You just have to, don't worry about that because it's gonna hold you back. If you have to be worried about, oh, my friend here, I do everything for her, and she's not even supporting me, then you just holding yourself back. It's okay. They will come along when you make it, but not whilst you when you
Mm-hmm.
they will come along. And that is true. That is a harsh reality, but yeah.
Yep.
Um we have, like, there is a saying that age is just a number, and I do believe that. But I would like to know what you believe on that saying, like age is just a number. Can you tell us why do you believe in this saying?
Okay. For me, I believe in it. I believe in it because I'm 22, like you correctly highlighted earlier on. And God has blessed me so much for 22. Your age has nothing to do with maturity, right? Because you can be 50 and not achieve as much or anything, right? And there could be a 15-year-old somewhere in the world who's doing so much, who right now is probably almost a billionaire or millionaire, right? Based on their mindset. And so that is why I say age is just a number. It firmly depends on your mindset, maturity, who you are, your individuality. And it's totally okay if you're 50 and you have not achieved much. But I always encourage persons, to get going in life, do things. I don't believe in, settling on one job right now anyway. That does not work. Especially if you want to live comfortably, you like nice things, it's not going to work for you. So find your niche. What is it that I'm passionate about, and how can I do more? Always aspire to do more. Don't settle for less. Why would you want to settle for less? And it goes back to the previous topic we were talking about, and this is where you'll find persons who are envious of other people because they don't do anything. They
Exactly.
really don't do anything. They sit there, they're in your same age group, because you have a different mentality. You're very conscious, you know what you want in life, you know what you're about, you know your next move. You're sitting down quietly plotting your next move, but they're preoccupied doing other stuff. It's not my fault that your priority is your priority and my priority is my priority. We're all different, we all want different things. But don't envy me when I'm sitting quietly in my corner, writing down my goals and how I'm going to achieve my goals.
True.
Got it? So this is what I'm saying. So I have nothing against the persons who aren't, probably achieving what they want to achieve right now, but work towards it. Work towards it and don't play the blame game. Don't play the game blame game. All of us can be successful. I think there's room for all of us to succeed in
Yep.
life.
Yes, yes.
DNC.
Everybody can be whatever they want in life. It's just how you go for it. Like you said, there
Take
are
the first step.
there are people that will go down the road of nothingness and darkness and come back up with the sun. But some people will just relapse there, just pray and just
Oh
hope that it
yeah.
just come.
Like God is supposed to send $1 million from the sky. It doesn't work that way.
Like,
I believe in the universe and throwing things out in the universe, and especially words. Words are very, very strong. So what you say, what you think, first it's a thought, and then you speak it out into reality. You say, hey, I want to become the next Miss Universe. Stuff like that happen. The universe conspires against you. So the same way, if you say something negative, I will never amount to this, I will never amount to, or somebody says that to you, you need to, in the same notion, rebuke it, because words are very powerful.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That is so true. And like persons, if you want to, like whatever you want to become, it's very, like, you have to put in a lot of work. You have to be very determined and consistent. Very determined and consistent. This is the two powerful words that you have to have in your backpack: consistency and determination. If you don't have that, then nothing is going to work out for you. So you just have to know what you want. Instead of just sitting there and watching how green your neighbor grass is, what check you have to find out how you can make your grass green like that. Not just sitting and observing and just admiring somebody, and you're not doing nothing on your end to better yourself. So
Exactly.
these things you people can work on.
Exactly. Again and again, it brings us back to the topic, to the whole saying, the sorry, there to be different, yes, but then you saying age is just a number. All of us are different, and we work in different timelines. So what you can achieve in this timeline and I can achieve in this timeline, it's not going to be the same. We can all achieve things, but on our own time. We're not running a race. We really not running a race here.
Yeah,
So all of us can succeed, but in our own times, as we are all different.
that is true. That is so true. And you have a lot of good points and a lot of, you know the way you speak, the your mentality, like, it's you are definitely an inspiration to a lot of young women out there, men, also me, because
Thank you, Dali.
I never knew you were 22. I thought like you were older until I saw your birthday celebration and you said 22. I was like, what?
Yes, I get that a lot. Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
good. My Keep it up, keep it up. So you are like a very inspirational person, like I said, to a lot of young men and women, and society knows you for this kind of person with this great personality, very humble, very easy to, you know, to get along with. What would that one thing you would want to share to a lot of men and women out there sitting on their dreams, as young as you are, or younger than you, or even a little older than you? Because remember, it's never too late. No matter how old you are, it's never too late to accomplish what you want in life. So, is there that one message you'd like to send out to these three sets of persons out there?
I think I must have given my advice in every single story or question that you ask me, but I will put it out nicely. I suppose I can do that. Do not, first of all, let anybody intimidate you, tell you that you cannot do what you want to do in life. Never forget where you come from. This is what has helped me, and I know it will help you too. Being humble wherever you are planted, it is very important, right? My Choiseul people have always been my backbone, and I cannot miss a cricket match. I cannot miss a community event. That's very important to them because it's very important for them to feel my presence. I firmly believe that, as they were the ones who supported me, and so why shouldn't I return the favor? You understand?
Mhm.
And be sincere. Be sincere, be genuine, be you. Don't let anybody change you. And you can have nice things. You can have all the style in the world. You can have a sixth sense of fashion. You can cut your hair while everybody else is putting a weave. That's me. That's what I believe in. I've never wanted to do the whole weave thing, on a stage. I firmly believe in being your most authentic self. And that is my advice that I would give to you. Do not allow others to change you. You can have influences in your life, but influences for the better. Whatever you do, ensure that it's for the better and that you're not going backward. Forward ever, backward never. Always go forward, and obstacles and challenges will come, right? But you just need to push back harder. And when those obstacles come, there will always be a lesson to make you better.
True.
Take it off that lesson, and if you repeat that if you make that same mistake again, over and over, it's probably a habit and not you're not making them, you're doing it deliberately. So you need to actually pull your socks up when you need to. Stay focused, meditate, do what you need to do. If you like music, you know, get yourself interested in music, stay distracted, because social media, like I said, can be very influential, and you don't want to find yourself on the wrong pages, taking in a whole bunch of negative or useless kind of content that will not contribute to your upbringing. Surround yourself with positive people, do positive things, and in the end, you will get positive results. It has worked for me, and I can guarantee that it will work for you too. All right. And I just wish all of you on here the best. And if 2020 has been a kick in the butt for you, I think it is really time for you to introspect, for you to actually see yourself, have a look at yourself in the mirror and focus on you. What am I not getting done in 2020? A lot of us I know are out of jobs right now, but this is the time for ourselves. How can I contribute to making me better this year? Whether it be mentally, emotionally, whether it be relationship wise, if you need some healing, focus on you. Stop taking in the negativity and do what you need to do to become a better person. That is my advice to anybody out there. And there to be different.
Thank you very, very much. And that was a great, great advice out there to everybody. That is something that is it's very easy to, that's very easy steps on everything, and very easy steps to comply with, and you will be okay. Thank you very, very much, Alika, for sharing
Mhm.
your thoughts and your experiences, your challenges, everything with us. It was great to have you. And I really, really appreciate everything you have brought on here for us, even for myself also, because I'm in a learning process. Nothing beats a try, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But thank you very much
That's right.
for
That's
coming.
right. And like you said yourself, consistency.
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank you for having me, Terry. And it's always a pleasure when I speak to you. And I enjoy, keeping companies such as yourself because you're very inspiring yourself. And I'm sure in your process you're getting naysayers and you will get the backlash or the competition. But keep it up. It will all work out for the good. In the end, I believe in you and you've been doing a good job. So keep on pressing on.
Thank you
I
very
wish you the best.
much.
Thank you again for having me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
my darling.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.